Hi, my name is Harmon McLaughlin, and I am a member of Cohort 3 of Pneuma. And I would like to share with you today some of the ways that Pneuma's emphasis in spiritual leadership and spiritual direction has continued to influence my life and ministry. I have the privilege of serving my denomination, Community of Christ, as our Director of Spiritual Formation Ministries. And as part of that, I also direct a spiritual formation and companioning program for lay leaders across the United States and Canada, and hopefully soon reaching into Europe as well. I'm also associate faculty of our Community of Christ Seminary teaching spiritual formation and transformation. While I was at Pneuma, I was just beginning my job. I knew that I had a deep passion for spiritual formation and a calling to spiritual direction and a yearning to develop my gifts and skills as a spiritual leader. But it was truly my experience in Pneuma that gave me the language, experience, and confidence to be able to live into those callings more fully. In Pneuma, not only was I surrounded by an amazing cohort of quality people who also sensed that same divine call, but I also learned practical wisdom from ancient voices like St. Ignatius, who helped me discover all that is at work in my own inner life through sifting and sorting of inner movements, and to be able to apply those same awarenesses to communities, systems, and organizations. I learned about communal discernment as I read books from amazing authors like Elizabeth Liebert, and I still use those same books today in my own practice as a discernment facilitator. I am currently companioning a group of 22 international denominational leaders speaking 3 different languages and coming from many different cultures in a discernment process as they are discovering God's vision for the future of our church. It has been my experience in Pneuma that has equipped me with a deep sense of knowledge and experience in Ignatian spirituality, inner movements, and discernment language that has truly enabled me to walk with them in a meaningful way and be a facilitator of this discernment process. I also find that I am constantly utilizing the things that I learned about spiritual leadership in Pneuma. And beyond that, I found that the training as a spiritual director has equipped me to sit with people from many different contexts and many different cultures, to listen deeply for where the Spirit is at work in their life, to trust that the Spirit is the true director in the relationship. I can't say enough about how I have been formed and continue to be formed by the relationships, experiences, readings, practices, and deep sense of call that took root during my experience with Pneuma. I would encourage anyone who is looking for ways to continue to develop their skills as a spiritual leader, or who is sensing that deep call to companion others in spiritual direction, to consider this program seriously. The approach that focuses so strongly on Ignatian spirituality, but is also open and inclusive of many other sources of wisdom, was just the right fit for me. I found in Ignatian spirituality a serious companion to go deeply into those places of soul that I yearn to discover, while keeping both feet firmly planted in the realities of the world. A wonderful combination of contemplation and action, of spirit and justice. Those principles continue to guide my daily life in the ways that I listen to others and listen underneath what is said in the midst of our polarizing political discourse, but also in the ways that I listen with communities of people, sifting and sorting through the inner movements to discover what God is really speaking in the depth of our collective being. I am so grateful for the experiences that I've had in Pneuma, and I know that I would not be where I am today had I not had those experiences. I just recently began a program at San Francisco Theological Seminary working on my doctorate of ministry, and my focus is on spiritual leadership. It felt like a full circle moment. I remembered reading Elizabeth Liebert's books on discernment in Pneuma all those years ago, and now I've had the opportunity to sit with her in class, continuing to deepen those senses of awareness and knowledge that are at the source of my sense of call. I pray that as you discern what is right for you at this point in your life and continue to explore your own call to spiritual direction and spiritual leadership, that if this feels like an opening, that you may walk into it. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to share with you today, and I look forward to ways that our journeys may cross in the future.